Okay, here goes. This is. I may not turn the sound off, so it may start being a notifier on there. But it's late, pretty late, 9:30. I don't think I'll get much of a message right now or a phone call or anything like that. So, but this is about the challenge or the maybe the educational process that we took to see if working from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. would be lucrative doing side hustle. And I side hustled with two companies, GRUBHUB and Uber Eats. Now, I could have done a third one, which would have been which could have been DoorDash, but I only did those two. When I first joined the side hustle business, it was GRUBHUB, and we had 50. No, we got a little over 40. They wanted 50 drivers. They got a little over 40. My knees are showing. But anyway, we had 50. They wanted 50 drivers, but they only could get 40, 43 maybe, for GrubHub for this region of Pasadena at the time, which is very small. Now it's gotten a lot bigger, and there's also a lot more drivers for this company, GrubHub, and for the other two companies that started out in these areas too. When I first started, it was GrubHub only, and there was pizza places, and there was delis, maybe that kind of stuff. But the problem that they have now is huge. Back when it first started, I knew probably at least half. I'd see the other drivers driving around, but I personally knew and had the email address and phone numbers and all that of at least half of those, probably 25, 30, 25 people, maybe 20 to 25. I had their information. They had my information. We would talk about things like, hey, watch out, there's a speed trap. There's hey, this restaurant said somebody had done something, and we can talk to each other about it. Or we can say, hey, I just got a really good order from this. Have you guys ever delivered to the lady at 123 Main Street? And we could do that. But now we're so big, we just don't know each other at all anymore. Thousands of drivers plus the other ones, all that together. So I don't really know anybody anymore. Don't forget to subscribe. I do know that you can subscribe by pushing that button. Almost 15,000 subscribers now. I got a message. I'm kind of in the dark here. My knees are sticking out and everything. I was getting ready to think about going to bed and working tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. doing the side hustling thing, but I decided not to. I'll go at 11, so I decided I'd finish right now. But the reason why I did this was a lady asked me, could she make enough money from like say 6 a.m. to 11 or 6 a.m. even to 12. She has school to become a 911 operator, and I guess it starts at 1 p.m. So 12 would probably cut a little too close. She doesn't want to have to always be rushing, like, oh no, am I going to make it? I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to be late. Oh no, or something like that. So I would just say probably 11 would be fine. But she wanted to know, could she replace? That's so funny. She wanted to know if she could replace the income she currently has. She works as a dispatcher. This chair is terrible. Oh, that's I gotta redo this. I'll drive myself nuts. But she wanted to know, could she make enough money to replace that income? Well, I don't know how much she makes in that capacity. She works right now as a dispatcher for an ambulance company. But she wants to go and become a 911 operator, which would be, the ambulances, the fire department, the police department, whatever, all the first responders. She would do that. Now they have these ones that come out and talk to people that have like mental health issues, and they go out and they try to talk to them to not do anything naughty. But don't forget, subscribe, like, share, comment down below if you have any questions about delivery. So I don't know exactly how much she makes, but she wanted to know, if I was to do that, could I make enough money maybe to make it worth my while to work those hours from 6 to 11. In the old days, I was making over $20 an hour, so I should make at least 100, maybe 110, something like that. I was making about $22 an hour on average, working for only one company, GrubHub, back in the day. But now there's a lot more. There's more competition. There's now everybody does everything. It used to be we only delivered food and drinks, and then we started delivering alcohol. We delivered groceries. We deliver pharmacy stuff. We deliver Walmart stuff. We deliver packages sometimes for those companies, different companies. But I only work for GRUBHUB and Uber Eats until I'll see what I can do. So I work from 6 to 11. From 6 a.m., I kind of wrote down on a napkin, 6 a.m. to 9:40 a.m. It was nonstop. I never stopped. Boom, 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 boom. Just drive. And I got a little tired, because it was long. It was early, and I kept going. But it kept me awake. I would have coffee, I'd put coffee in the car, and it has more coffee. After 9:40, it kind of got slow. So that last hour and 20 minutes didn't do hardly anything. What I made, a total of, what I did was, with Uber Eats, I made $58.17. With GRUBHUB, I made $17.97. I did put DoorDash on for a minute, I guess. I don't think I meant to. I just think that, I think I did mean to. One of the apps was giving me a little trouble, so I did take one order for DoorDash as well. So she's currently signed up only with GRUBHUB, and she thinks Uber Eats is going to pick her. Some of these there has to be an opening to have it. Now with Uber and GRUBHUB, you just turn on the app and you can start working if you want. The more you can accept blocks with GRUBHUB. If you're the higher the higher the rating you have, you can actually get blocks, and those will be blocks that they'll say, okay, we know we need these many people, and you'll have first priority for orders that they'll send to you. You can't say, hey, please send me all the orders. So those you can select. DoorDash you cannot. You have to sign up for. You can do something called Dash Now if it's available. Dash Now. If it's not available, you have to schedule yourself. That's the only last one that you have to really set a schedule. You might make a little bit more money with GRUBHUB if you could get those, but maybe not. So anyway, I made a total of $82.39 in 5 hours. Basically from 6 in the morning to 9:40 for those 3 hours and 40 minutes, nonstop. And then a little bit of a break. I made a video of myself on a little bit of a break. But the total for the 5 hours. Now you could go out. There's times when I've gone out, working like 11 to 9, 10 hours. And during that time, I might have 2 or 3 times in that time where it'd be an hour, I wouldn't have a single delivery. No deliveries at all. Other times, I always say the best number to have really is to have 2.5 deliveries per hour. 1 is too small. 2, it's okay. 3 is too many. You don't want to get that food late. If you get a double, if you go to, let's say I go to McDonald's and I get a double, this order is going to Susan, and she lives on Main Street here, and this is going to Johnny, and he lives on First Street, and they're right there. They're really close. You can take a double, and you'll probably get 3, maybe even 4 in that hour. But those don't happen that often. I guess it did. When I first started, there was no fast food. Well, the only fast food we had was Panda Express and Baja Fresh. Those are the 2 we had. That was it. Everything else was sit-down restaurants. Here's your menu, or something like a casual restaurant, or casual dining, like a Panera, that kind of stuff. Now it's all fast food. I don't think I went to anything today that wasn't considered either fast food or, I didn't go to like a nice pizza place, and no sit down Italian restaurant, no steakhouse. It was just all fast food the entire time today. And I was offered a courier position to pick up a box from someone for Uber, but I was just about to. I just got a good order at GRUBHUB. I dropped it off. I get this second order. I get this order for Uber, and I just didn't want to drive that far. It was going to take me way far away. Now, a lot of people think the best way to make a lot of money is to work in a rich area, and to me, that's not necessarily the case. I find that in a rich area, it maybe is one of those not in my backyard kind of things. Maybe no one wants a restaurant near them. So the restaurants might be pretty far away. They might order a nice expensive meal and give you a good tip, but how far do you have to drive to take that? If there's no like residential area with restaurants, if it's all only residential and it's up in the hills, and down below here is where the restaurants are, and all that drive time, you have to kind of take that into consideration. I made good tips with one place gave me $6 on the app, and they gave me an extra $10 bill when I got there. And there's 13 of them living in a 2-bedroom apartment. So it's kind of like a dining area, but it had a kitchen and a dining room with like a little living room. Well, the living room was just mattresses in the living room. So when you walk in, I didn't walk in, but if you did walk in, it'd be like maybe 4 to 6, maybe whatever here. In that way, then there's one family gets one room, whatever. It was 13 of them, but they gave me $19, and that was my best that I made in a couple of days. A $19 run, that's good money. So never really know. So anyway, I made $82.39 divided by 5 hours, $16.58. If she wants to replace an income of $50, no. If she's trying to replace maybe an income of $20, I don't know how much an ambulance dispatcher makes. I don't know what city she lives in. So I don't know if my situation will be comparable to her. Maybe she lives in a very small town and everybody knows everybody and they give each other good money. I don't know. Maybe she lives in a huge town. What if she lives in New York or Los Angeles? I don't deliver in I do deliver in Los Angeles, but my territory is called the Pasadena territory. So some of the things that I could have probably made more money if I had worked more breakfast schedules or 6 a.m. schedules in the past before I did it this day. The reason is I don't know all the restaurants that are open. A really great restaurant in the 3 o'clock hour might not open until 11 a.m. and you're out there at 6 a.m. So I knew to park near a Starbucks. And the place I got orders from was Starbucks. I got a couple from Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. One from Tea Burger, the place where I got a free burrito today. And that's about it. They're all like really fast food places like that. Because the other places weren't even open. When I first got there, I pulled up into the Aldi parking lot. It doesn't open until 11. So I thought, I'm going to find a place where I can use the bathroom if I need to use the bathroom. So if I do it again, if I do the 6 a.m. thing, what I'll do is I'll find a place that has a bathroom, maybe like a Starbucks. I'll order a coffee, I'll sit down, and I'll turn my apps on and see what happens. But if she's trying to replace a large income, no. She wants to work like 6 to 11, like I said, 6 to 11, 6 to 12. Then she goes from 1 until, I think she said 7 at night. So that's okay. She can even work after. If she doesn't have a lot of homework, maybe she's okay. I'm off at 7. I'm right by the school. Maybe I'll turn my app on for another 2 hours and then go back. Who knows? She can work before and after. I know some people that work before, then they have the regular job, and then after. And they do that, And then on the weekends, they do Monday through Friday. This is one person that was doing Monday through Friday. On the weekends, instead of being off on Saturday and Sunday, he works 12 hours from 8 to 8 on Saturday, and I think he works 8 to 5 on Sunday, getting ready to start us next week. So to replace that income, I don't know how much she makes. Could she do it? If she can do, I think I could probably, if I did the morning shift for, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I could probably get it up to, consistently $19 to $20 an hour. And it's easy. It's a no-brainer. If she has homework, she can do her homework in the car while she's in between deliveries, even take a nap. So if she has a lot of homework, if she has a test, let's say that afternoon, and she can maybe go over some, some words like, you get the cue cards and the 3x5 index cards, whatever, and you read the question and you answer the question, and you flip it over. I get it right. She could do that kind of thing. So anyway, that's what happens. The morning, I'll call this like early morning side hustling. I don't know. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. We have other video coming out today, which will be tomorrow, Tuesday. 2 videos coming out. One will be a taste test, and one will be about this. Take care.